and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Motorsport for some multiplayer racing. Now, a recent update has brought a much needed feature to the game. The ability to adjust the tyre wear rate for private multiplayer racing, which is fantastic news, and naturally we were wanting to play around with it. So, for this session, we're going to be racing some B-Class cars. You could run whatever you fancied in B-Class. However, the tyre wear would be set to 5 times, so 5 times quicker than default. That would mean soft tyres probably not really going to work unless you were incredibly good at saving them or with incredible, specific sort of setup. You were going to be probably on medium tyres, or you could go for sports and streets and so on. It creates a little bit more balance because the soft tyres are incredibly overpowered in terms of the PI system, and it would make for some interesting tyre strategies towards the end of a race. For our second race, we've actually got quite a nice spot on the grid. Can't complain about this one. Particularly, we have come to Mid-Ohio. Now, this is going to be tougher on tyres, we would expect. What a good launch here from the Fair Lady. Into turn number 1 we go. Oh, I'm stuck on a Cosmo. Could not steer away from that one, unfortunately. A little bit of Forza glue had the Cosmo stuck on our rear corner. Right, we are away at least. Oh God. For the first lap, that was cutting back, trying to get underneath the Sentra, and I was fairly sure I was about to go murder it, but thankfully we didn't. Now, this section of the... we're going to be faster than the Fair Lady ahead of us. That is, I say, a given. The cars behind, they are going to be quicker than us. My hope is that we can get to the twisty bit before those can really get to us. We are coming up against the Sentra now. I don't know if the Sentra's front-wheel drive or it looks rear-wheel drive, judging by the slide that just went on there. I don't know what tyres it's on at all in this. We are quite grippy in the corner. We're a little bit leery, but we are still quite grippy in the corners in this thing. Whether we're going to be able to fight, it's just difficult to pass through this section at Mid-Ohio. We are more about acceleration off of the corners than anything else. We're pulled away from the Mark II Jag, but of course all of this is, I say it's not completely academic of course, but if we shred our tyres by the end, and if Longbow is on streets or sports or something, a lot of things can play a factor in this race that we're going to have to deal with. We both like the rear up through there. Right, are we quicker than the Sentra in a straight line? Not really. I mean, we're quick, but we're not quicker than it. We're about match it down there. So passing isn't going to be easy here. Longbow did not go as defensive as I thought. They sort of moved across to the outside on that one, and it really held us tight down the bottom. I was expecting the Sentra to kind of stay on the bottom, and it didn't. A gap appeared that I wasn't necessarily expecting, but we are going to get ourselves alongside here. It's a little bit bumpy down that part of the circuit there. We are to the inside as we come off of the straight. Look, I've got at some point, you're going to squeeze me all the way to the inside. What's going to happen is you're going to let Impega catch up through there. We're going to put the Fair Lady past. The thing is, I'm pretty sure Longbow isn't on the slicks. So Longbow, I don't think, is going to have tyre concerns by the end of by the end of this race. So I've got to make the most while the going is good with the Fair Lady. We've got to make as much time as we possibly can with this one. I mean, if I can not spin the tyres up, that would also be helpful. Which is difficult to do with this car because it is a little bit leery at times. But yeah, if we can try and avoid spinning the wheels up too much, what could help me is if Longbow and Impega start fighting one another. That would give us, what are we, 2 laps in? 16%. Okay, it's not terrible. I mean, we're just shy of the 10% a lap. I mean, that's good because I don't want to be on 70% tyre wear. We're going to be on about 60% by the end of the race. And that point is where they do start hurting. So the final few corners, presuming that Longbow might not be on slicks, the final few corners of the race, we are going to be struggling, and Longbow will potentially not be. Don't know what Impega's running, don't know what some of these cars are. It would be helpful if Forza had a little graphic to tell us, because even if everybody told me before the start of the race, I would have forgotten, plus I've got to concentrate on, the actual racing and everything. which is not the easiest thing to do. Longbow's going to have a look, but it's really a half chance down there. It's never likely to come off that one. That's why I didn't really bother defending, because it's quite a long way back. It's an awkward corner to have a dive from sort of that far back. You just end up losing a bunch of time, and in fact, Impega has found a way past in all of that. I don't know which car I would rather have behind me, to be honest with you, but there we go. Impega is right behind us through that section. We get the acceleration. I think we have the initial acceleration on the Jag. We don't quite have the top speed on the Jag, but that's okay. We will head into the final corner now. We're a little bit wide on the way in, although that does sometimes... Danger of taking that sort of wider on the way in line is a car might try and shove its nose up the inside. Impega's not close enough to be doing that. We cross the line again. Here comes the Jag. It's not going to have a look into turn one. Turn one, not really... Actually, not really an overtaking spot. It's a very difficult overtaking spot. Much better ones coming in turn two, or I guess technically turn three at the end of the long back straight. We will now get the fair lady slowed down up here. It's taking a bit of a tight line. I'm not sure it's actually the line. I always end up doing that there. Not sure it's the best way around that corner. I think you're better off going for a little bit later an apex and try and get a good slingshot down the straight. Tyres, 27%. Front left is primary concern. The Jag, we're going to send the Jag to the outside. Here, can we defend? Will the Jag have enough grip to do that? No, we can just punch off the corner in front of it. We can hold on for now. The question is, will we be able to hold off till the end? Will Impega cook their tyres? Will Impega be able to attack at the end? I don't know. We don't know these questions. For now, are we pushing our car too hard at this part of the race? Oh, we're a little bit wide through there. Just got it bouncing. My car's not very good over the bumps. It doesn't feel very comfortable at a few sections here, which means if we get it wrong, we can be a little bit vulnerable. Back end is moving about through there. The Jag is not going to quite have a look into the final corner. We're going to try and sort of park it a little bit and then straighten it up for the exit. There's a little chirp of wheel spin as we go through the gears there. But we're off the corner, all is fine. We're still ahead of the Jag as we head back through the first corner. Now, will Impega want to have a look into turn two again? That is the big question. It's not close enough. Tyre wear, 33%. Actually not doing as bad as I thought. It's not quite going up as much as I was expecting here. It has not been completely awful for us here, which is nice. Which is nice to know. We've got off that corner a little bit better this time around. We might still be vulnerable. We know that Mark II Jag's got some great top speed. We may still be vulnerable down the end of the straight here, which is why I'm going to cover the inside, force Impega to go that long way around. Oh, God. Didn't quite get it right through there. We are fine. Oh, bloody hell. Now we're out of place. Don't want to be out of place at the top of the hill. Now, where I'm perhaps most vulnerable is actually through this next corner. This bit here, my car doesn't like. It's difficult to pass here, but these crests and these bumps there, you just see it bobbling around. It's very awkward. It's very, very awkward to get it right through there. Thankfully, it's very difficult to pass at this next section. This corner here is not really an overtaking spot. It's such a small braking zone. Even in these cars, even in cars that are not really the easiest to drive, it is a very, very small overtaking, small braking zone, small overtaking possibility. Final corner is pretty similar. Don't light up the rear too much. Again, we get off that just well enough. A lot of it is just well enough for the moment. Are we going to be in trouble come the final lap, though? That is the question. We're nicely out of turn number one. Tyres, 42%, with 2 laps to go. Yeah, we're going to be hurting on the final lap. There's no doubt about it. However, I'm hoping others will too. We've not had a good run onto the straight. We're going to definitely be vulnerable this time around. We will move across and defend. I don't think it's going to be enough here. I mean, Impega's still got to go the long way around. I'm not sure I'm good enough under brakes to actually make that one. I'm not sure I'm confident enough under brakes with my car to make that one work. We are good through this section. Can I punch it off there? No, not quite. Yeah, it's a little cowardly, but I don't think I could have outbraked the Jag anyway at that point. Now, can we get the car off one of these corners better? Or Pega all crossed up. Pega took the lead and almost immediately got in trouble. We chirped the rears a little bit through there, but it's fine. We're still close. There's still potential for us in the final lap of the race here. I don't know where we're going to do it. We are good off the final corner. I know that much. We have been pretty quick off of this section. If we can get a good run out of turn 1, could we do something into turn 2? I don't know. Might the Jag's tyres start dying? That is another potential, issue. We have got... Oh, it says minor tyre wear. We're going to start feeling it a little bit on the front left by the end of this lap. At the moment, we're not too bad. At the moment, this will be okay. But by the final few corners, it's going to be hurting. We try to get on the power here. Now, the problem is, Jag has just got straight line speed on me. I don't have an answer to the Jag's straight line speed. I mean, we get the slipstream. Slipstream's helping us massively here. I'm just not confident under brakes down here. That's kind of been what's killing me a little bit. We are good on the exit again. Can't find a way past through this section. Impega holds on for the moment. We're still going to be looking and probing and trying to find any sign of weakness from the Jag. Will it be through this corner? We've seen Impega go very sideways last lap around. Oh, I thought about it. Not close enough. I'm going to light up the rear tyres. I don't... Unless the Jag has just completely run out of grip for this final corner, I don't think we can do it. Particularly, I'm going to be a little cautious through here because we know the tyres are going to be hurting. You will not be able to attack this last corner the same way we have attacked previously. We are right on the bumper of the Jag. We round the final turn. We both slide, but it's not enough for us. We will cross the line. It's second place for the fair lady. We just couldn't quite do it. The Valiant would be third ahead of the Sentra. The Renault up in fifth ahead of a Supra. Good battle. Good battle. I just wasn't brave enough coming off the straight. That's what killed me. I was just a little bit too cowardly. Car held the tyres together. It held on well. Yeah, good race. A couple of tiny errors. But overall, yeah, good fun. Just couldn't quite find... Once we fell behind, I couldn't quite find a way back past the Jag. But we held on. We held on tyre-wise right until the end, so that was something. For our second race, well, this is a lovely spot on the grid. I really can't complain about this one. We will fire, we will get off. We're not going to be as quick off the launch as the RS4, that is for sure. Although I tell you what, the secondary phase of the launch, we have got some go. The all-wheel drive car, yeah, off the line quickly. We will sweep around the outside and we will take the lead into the exit of turn 1. Now, downside concerns for the Datsun here are very much tyre wear. The long corners on this track. This corner here, for example, the front right is going to be really hurting by the end of the race. Oh, God, and curb. Well, not even curbs, that's just bouncing around on its suspension. The RS4 is likely to be very, very quick top speed. My Datsun has very good acceleration. It's about 120. We're very fast, but when we start going above that, that is when we struggle. I mean, this hasn't got the longest of straights, this track. It hasn't got crazy long straights. That should help me. But yeah, the concern is tyre wear. The concern here is tyre wear. They're quite quick, quite long corners. It's not the longest of laps, of course, but yeah, we will see how it all pans out. You're certainly not risking softs around in or for 8 laps. There's no hope you would be getting that surviving around this circuit. What are we doing in terms of tyre wear? That is a very good question. What is it looking at? Oh, it's not on the right tab. Okay. It's not as bad as it could be, I don't think. Ooh. 8%. 8.5 on the rear. Yeah, that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot of tyre wear. So, we are going to be hurting by the end of the race. We're not going to be the only one. Of the, say, slick-tyred cars, I think we are not the worst on tyre wear. I don't know what the car behind me is on. It's flying at the moment. Could they be on some soft tyres? I mean, you won't be able to run softs and pit. It simply will not happen. You will lose far too much time. I mean, you could, but you'd lose a bunch of time in the pit stop. So I doubt they are running that. It's certainly got some serious pace around this circuit. We will climb up the hill. I mean, we've got the drive. I mean, we are absolutely flying at this track. We're pulling away from Rusky for the moment, which is good. I know that Renault 5 is very fast down a straight. Probably a bit of a handful in these longer corners. But yeah, it may well... I don't think the Renault's on slick tyre. I think the Renault is running Sport. Could be wrong. Renault's mighty fast down a straight is what makes me think it's on Sports. We've had a good final section there. We've pulled clear of the HSV. We've just opened up that gap. Oh, back end, no. Don't you bloody dare. It really, really wants to move around a whole bunch through all of this. I mean, I'm not really going to worry about tyre wear. I'm not going to change what I'm doing with my car, essentially. Oh, God, mostly because I can't. That was a huge wobble through the first corner. Where is the HSV? It is almost alongside. It's going to have a look alongside us, but it's going to be on the outside for the next corner. It won't be able to pass that through here. Come on, Datsun. Oh, this is going to kill my rear tyres. 20%. Okay. It's not completely useless. It's not completely useless. We're not completely out of it, but I really need to stop doing that. We will take the lead. Well, we'll keep the lead. The HSV, look, you're always going to struggle around the outside there. It's not really likely to happen at that point. And again, we're able to force that car to go into awkward places. It's just not quite able to put itself where it wants to be. Surprisingly, we've not really lost that much time. We've not lost that much time to Rusky, but I think Rusky's fighting Chris as well. So I think our battling is kind of being countered by their battling. We're good through that section. Again, we're able to pull a little bit of a margin. Now, we need the back end of a Datsun to stay on the circuit through turn number 1. Oh, we're going to be vulnerable at turn 1 regardless of what happens. They don't want to have a look. They're not interested in passing into turn 1. Sometimes you're better off waiting. You might be better off waiting to try and do it into turn 2, especially with the sliding that I've been struggling with. You may have a better time trying elsewhere. Liam's up to 3rd at the moment. I think they're in a BMW. There's a massive tussle going on over that 3rd spot for the moment. Come on, Datsun. There we go. We are out of that section quite nicely. We've got a little bit of a gap. A huge squabble going on over 3rd, which is helping us, for now, enjoy this slightly calmer battle for the lead. Oh, it bounced over the curb there a smidge, but we're all good. Tyre wear, 30% is what we are looking at. The tyres are going to be crying by the end of the race, but we will we will make it. But the final lap is going to be dicey, I think, for us here. The Holden is still looking around. I don't think he's not quite close enough to have a look through this corner. Might help. Well, we'll help them if we do that. Big slides for us, not going to be a good thing. But we get off that turn with the lead. Now, I mean, they are being very patient. They're sitting and waiting, and they might be about to get an opportunity here, because I had to have a lift because we were getting a lot of understeer through that final corner. They are going to take a look to the outside at turn 1. Now, we will fire back past. Will they get the cutback to work on us? Not quite. They're on the outside for turn 2. It's a long corner, turn 2. They may be able... See, they'll get a cutback again. We're doing sort of crisscrossing all the way through here, but then you're on the outside for this seemingly never-ending turn 3 into turn 4. And, yeah, that's always going to be a super long way around. Once again, we come out the other side. Liam's caught us because we've been fighting very heavily through all of this. The HSV is to the outside once again. It is further alongside, but we will just brake a little bit later. We will go side by side through the apex, and we have the acceleration to keep the fair lady ahead. I mean, all of this is playing into the hands of Liam and Chris and all of the battle pack going on behind us here as they strive to join in the fun. We will defend the inside again into the next turn. This long corner does kind of work for us. Although the HSV is closer than it has been. We'll try and get on the power. It's got a very good exit. Well, it's got a good exit, but on that line, that tight exit line, you might not quite carry the same speed that I have. Don't slide, don't slide. It didn't. I don't think I can get across to cover, though. It's got the nose alongside, heading into turn 1. Nothing I can do. We're just going to have to try and send it. When we can try and send it around the outside, didn't have the grip at the turning point that I wanted it to. Can we send it around the outside at turn 2? It's a difficult place to do this. Not quite. I wanted to put it there so it would be on the inside for turn 3. We do have a little bit more grip than that car in a couple of places. We might even be able to poke the nose up the inside through here, which we do, but I cannot match it for top end. We will fall into line. Liam and Chris are catching as we do this. They will potentially join us at the very end of the race if their cars haven't destroyed their tyres. Now, down the bottom of the hill, we're very quick through there. Now the HSV is able to do what we were doing to it, in that it's just making it awkward for us. We're going to have to send it a long way round somewhere. Oh, HSV a little bit awkward, under braking there. We might be able to stick the nose up the inside here. That was the goal. We've got they're being kind, they're giving us a good chunk of space there. We've sent it on a very different line through there. Will they have the drive on the exit? They will. They're going to get alongside us again. They are going to have lost all game sound. I've completely lost game sound, and I don't know why. I don't know if that's coming through on the recording. Game sound went off momentarily. It got all too exciting for the game, and it panicked. Let's come back now. Into turn 1 we head. Still got intermittent game sound that I don't think is coming through on the recording, so it must be some TV problem on my end. Oh, Chris is right behind us. Wasn't quite expecting that to slow down mid-corner. Apologies for the bump there. I momentarily looked away to see what the gap was like to the cars behind, and HSV was a little slower mid-corner than we are. Now, tyres. Tyres are going to start playing a factor here. They are starting to cry enough. At the moment, we're up to 53% on the front. It's still not too bad. It's still not affecting the cars too terribly. Final lap is going to be difficult, though, for any of the cars on mediums. Liam has dropped away. I don't know whether through an accident or what has happened, but Liam has dropped away. We've just fallen off the back of the HSV ever so slightly here. I'm hoping it's got worse tyre wear than we do. I'm praying for worse tyre wear on the HSV, because otherwise I think we're going to struggle perhaps to get ourselves in a good place here. The fair lady wants to slide as we head towards the final corner. One more lap to go, and it's looking like a very big group of cars. Oh, my car is dicey now. My car is really dicey. There's a whole bunch of it. I mean, any one of us could win it, I think, at the moment. It's now become a really, really big group of cars heading into the first corner. Now, I don't think Longbow is on race tyres. I think Longbow is on sports or something, and they will not have the dying tyre conundrum that the rest of us, or some of us here, might do. I believe Chris is on slicks as well. So I believe the muscle car, I'm not sure what it was. I didn't really get a particularly good look at it. I was dealing with my own grip-related issues. Longbow's just got so much speed in the Mustang now. The tyres have given up on me. I think it's a Falcon, is it, that Chris is driving? Tyres have completely given up on my car. We've still got some grip, but it's not much here. I can't get the front end to turn in at all. The Mustang is through. I can't do anything about it. And here comes a Supra. The Mustang's not got much straight line speed in comparison to the Nissan. Not that it matters. The HSV is living better. The tyres are doing better on that. As we round the next couple of corners, the Supra has come to join. Chris has a look, cannot do it. I'm actually worried about the final corner, because that's the really bad tyre. Oh, I've got no grip. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The front end's just not turning. Chris is gone. I think Chris has had tyre-related death as well. There was just nothing through that corner. The front end would not stick. We're going to lose a podium right at the end. We killed the tyres. It just couldn't live. It just couldn't live. What a race. Bloody hell. Yeah, I mean, we had some real pace. But at the very end, we had like a three. We had an astonishingly good battle in that one. It was great fun. Well played. to Wentz meets there with that Holden. We had a great battle for a good few laps, and the tyres just fell off a cliff. Chris's did exactly the same. I think Chris had the same crash as me, only a little bit more of it, pretty much. I say I'm gutted that I ended up 5th, but it was a bloody good race. It was a bloody good race indeed. I enjoyed that race immensely. But yeah, only 5th. Only 5th at the end of the day. So, there we have it. The Datsun was pretty good. To be honest, it is expected. This is the sort of car that is likely to be a fairly strong vehicle. It generally has been fairly fast in Forza games. I actually think I went a relatively good way with it. My slight gamble of going for a non-wide body car, a bit more of an acceleration car, really, paid off on the most part. The tyres gave up at Grand Oak, which is kind of what we were wanting, what we were looking for. Fantastic battle for the lead there, but at the very end, probably too much fighting might have cost it a little bit at the end there. We had speed at Mid-Ohio, just little mistake, and then couldn't repass the Jag. Always a tough track to overtake on. But yeah, definitely very good news. Very, very good news indeed, having the tyre wear back, or the tyre wear available to sort of play around with on these races. We'll definitely throw up some interesting strategies and builds. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.